In the gentle quietude of twilight, beneath the fragile facade many of us wear, lies an unspoken truth, the weight of hidden hurts. From childhood, we weave masks portraying serene strength and hiding fractures that silently deepen within. When cries are hushed, their echoes find refuge in weary bones and heavy hearts. Oftentimes silence cocoons pain like a protective shell, whispering through dreams and unexpected tears, a tender plea for recognition. In this sacred space, unmasking becomes an invitation to reclaim broken pieces, to tenderly touch what was once denied. Let us begin this journey, where naming our wound becomes the first step toward wholeness. Step quietly with me into this gentle exploration of self, where whispers of the soul find the courage to speak. Like distant lullabies cradling the night, our story unfolds. Once, when the world was new and our hearts tender, we learned to wear masks woven from threads of expectation. Childhood taught us to hide tears, to wield smiles as shields against unknown fears. The mask of composure was our silent armour, a veil crafted from the world's many lessons. It promised strength, yet it was a delicate illusion, quietly chipping at the spirit beneath. In the soft corridors of youth, the mask grew, whispering a silent creed. Hide your vulnerability, cloak your emotions. To be brave was to be silent. The vibrant cries at a comfort faded, replaced by stoic resolve. As we aged, this mask, once a comforting shield, became a barrier to true connection. It told tales of endurance and fortitude, championing silent endurance over emotional truth. Seemingly steadfast, society applauded this silent strength. Yet beneath the calm exterior brewed a storm of unspoken fears, hidden griefs and secret longings. In this, society spun its web, a world where strength equaled silence. Celebrated was the one who walked through chaos unperturbed, yet amid applause echoed a profound disjointment. For with each smile held inversely against inner turmoil, a chasm deepened. Endurance wore like armour, but beneath it the heart quaked, seeking liberation. This journey is more than a questioning. It is an invitation to unravel the myth of silent valour and discover the truth within vulnerability. The mask, so seamlessly woven, feeds inner fractures with each unspoken truth. External composure stands juxtaposed against internal discord, fueling a widening gulf. With every muted cry, the self further fragments. The mask, guardian against the world, becomes a barrier to authenticity. It discourages introspection, traps the heart in suspended gaps without acknowledgement. Within this silence, the soul cries, its voice muffled beneath layers of artificial serenity. Let us explore the delicate dance between fear and authenticity, where the mask and fear intertwine. As the mask promises protection, fear cautions against unveiling our truest selves. Yet within this dance lies the revelation. Vulnerability is not the adversary of fear, but a partner to profound self-realization. Recognizing and acknowledging this fear, we harness it as a catalyst, not the stumbling block it once seemed. And so the veil becomes a double-edged sword, protective but isolating. It shelters, yet it conceals, casting us as impenetrable fortresses, beings of facade. Greater becomes the isolation, deeper the silence, as the mask severs our connection with authenticity. As the illusion unravels, we begin to strip away the pretenses, discovering within the soft bedrock of our humanity the seeds of understanding and ultimate healing. Peeling away this mask ushers in a journey of self-revelation. This unveiling's not destruction but birth, an invitation to engage openly with the emotions once buried deep. The path to wholeness is not linear, but a winding, sacred pilgrimage through fear and vulnerability. As we venture forth, the mask dissolves, replaced by a burgeoning authenticity and a genuine embrace of the self. Herein lies the true strength found in vulnerability, not as a hindrance, but a connective force. Revealing our truest colours, we bridge the void between isolation and understanding, authenticity flowering from vulnerability's fertile ground. Stepping with courage into this vulnerability, we reclaim our ability to connect and foster a life rooted deeply in the richness of genuine human experience. With the mask fallen, a liberation arises, an exhalation of the spirit free from pretense. In this liberation comes the right to voice our stories, unburdened by fabricated narratives. We reclaim our lived experience, cultivating empathy, nurturing connections with ourselves and with others. This newfound simplicity unchains us, allowing the authentic self to breathe, unhindered by disguise. This journey continues with integration, weaving together the shadows, neglected echoes, and luminous fragments of our being. It's a tapestry of inner contradictions come to light, demanding an embrace of our full emotional landscape. Together, shadow and light converge, creating a harmonized identity that holds space for all facets of what it means to be fully, deeply human. And so we awaken to life beyond the mask, an abundant realm of sincerity. Here, pretense dissolves and connections deepen. Healing is not an end, but an unbounded odyssey, a voyage of endless discoveries. In this embrace, truth finds its freedom, nurturing empathy, enriching what it is to live openly. Freed of masks, we dwell in a sanctuary of self-acceptance, where healing's not a return to innocence, but the wonder of being completely, beautifully alive. In the whispered corridors of our existence, where silence reigns supreme, our pain finds its most eloquent expression. This language without words is etched into the tension of our muscles and the erratic symphony of our heartbeats. It lingers like a shadow over our breath, transforming each inhalation into a whispered cry for understanding. Within this silent symphony, our bodies become the vessels for emotions yearning to be voiced. Each unspoken sorrow inscribes itself on our flesh, crafting a visceral script of unacknowledged hurt. Though unrecognized, this melody of silence reverberates through the hidden corridors of our being, quietly shaping our inner world. We live in a society that often values the gloss of composure over the authenticity of vulnerability. In our fear of judgment or rejection, we learn to bury our deepest wounds within. Silence becomes a double-edged sword, a temporary refuge that shields us from scrutiny while imprisoning our anguish. In choosing quietude over expression, we amplify our suffering. The cries we stifle do not simply fade, but instead settle deep into our psyches, awaiting the balm of recognition and the grace of release. Our physical form becomes a canvas, bearing witness to the stories we keep hidden. Unseen burdens pull the shoulders forward, unacknowledged anger hardens the jaw, and the gnawing bite of anxiety coils itself within the pit of our stomachs. These manifestations are not mere symptoms, but narratives etched beneath the skin, each tense muscle and aching joint, a testament to silent battles fought alone. Our bodies reflect the echoes of our internal struggles, and through them, we may begin to navigate the complex landscapes of our inner turmoil. Breath serves as a gentle barometer of our inward state, capturing the nuances of our unspoken pain. As unresolved hurt festers, our breath may shift, growing shallow, erratic, a mirror to the tempest within. These altered patterns whisper of unattended tension and unfinished stories. By noticing how we breathe, we open a dialogue with our unconscious, discerning the subtle messages our bodies impart. This act of awareness can be an invitation into a state of healing, where each deliberate, full breath pulls hidden pain to the surface and releases its grip. Below the surface, calm, restless thoughts swirl, mirroring the silent turmoil within. These unending echoes bounce within the caverns of the mind, remnants of experiences unprocessed, emotions unvoiced, the ceaseless internal dialogue, the what-ifs, the should-haves, and the could-bes, perpetuates our silent cry. Engaging with these thoughts rather than allowing them to whirl unchecked presents a chance for reflection and release. Practices like meditation or journaling create the space to observe thought patterns without attachment. Through this conscious witnessing, we peel back layers to reveal the raw emotions driving them, providing us a gentle guide toward understanding and healing. There's a unique fatigue that accompanies those who have spent lifetimes evading their own truths. It is a weariness of the soul, not born from physical exertion, but from the relentless dance of avoidance. This exhaustion is a signal that mind and body bear the weight of unvoiced sorrow. To face these hidden pains requires courage, yet it is an act of liberation. Recognizing fatigue as a messenger allows us to find rest, both for the body and the soul. In this acceptance, we can exchange avoidance for understanding, revitalizing ourselves with a promise of reclaimed vitality. Our silent grief casts long shadows over our existence, leaving an emptiness that yearns for recognition. This silent sorrow demands our attention not with noisy eruptions, but through quiet invitations to reflect and acknowledge. To explore this shadowed realm requires bravery and patience, an openness to sitting with discomfort. As we honour silent grief, we pay homage to experiences shaping us, allowing light to penetrate spaces long closed. Through this process, we offer recognition to the shadow, and with time it dissipates, making way for healing. Silence, though often seen as a harbinger of suppression, can also be a bridge of empathy, weaving quiet connections through shared human experience. Our inner cries construct invisible paths, linking us to others who suffer similarly. This unseen empathy reminds us that our silent suffering does not isolate us, but rather weaves us into a tapestry of collective understanding. Embracing this interconnectedness can be profoundly healing, fostering a sense of belonging and unity, and helping to heal divides our unvoiced hurts once imposed. Yet silence can also be a catalyst for healing. When chosen mindfully, it becomes a sacred space for introspection and discovery. Shift your relationship with silence from suppression to purposeful quietude, where truths rise gently, unjudged. By attending to this silence, we discern our intuition's whispers, offering tenderness to the parts of us needing acknowledgement. We learn that healing often unfolds not in grand gestures, but in moments between breaths, in communion with our own hearts. Embracing silence does not mean forsaking voice. Rather, it heralds the emergence of an authentic voice, born from truth and strength. Through understanding our quieted cries, courage gathers, leading to the brave act of speaking truths once obscured. This awakening signals a new dawn, a time where pain transforms into a narrative of purpose. We emerge from the shadows, our voices strong and clear, ready to share stories from silence to sincerity, and invite others on their paths of healing and transformation. Denial weaves itself into the fabric of our psyche like a shroud of safety, a shelter from emotional tempests. In its presence, we find a fleeting refuge, a pause from the storm. The mind, ever cunning, designs a fortress, a sanctuary where the burdens of vulnerability and fear remain locked away. Here, stories spun from half-truths and imagined realities provide solace, albeit temporary. This structure, crafted in the shadows, offers a deceptive sense of strength as it wraps us in illusions of control and invincibility. Yet this fortress stands on fragile foundations, built not for permanence but for avoidance. As time flows, the walls that promise safety confine and constrict, morphing the sanctuary into a prison. Each unspoken fear, every suppressed emotion, presses against these walls, transforming the fortress into a burden, a testament to the unacknowledged parts of our souls. The very essence of denial resides deep below, where silence and shadows meet. Here in the unconscious, denied emotions ferment like powerful, restless tides beneath a placid surface. shaping our actions and thoughts in ways unseen. This realm, much like an iceberg, reveals little above while its vast, unseen mass influences the course of our lives. The price of burying pain within the unconscious is profound. Maintaining this facade demands energy, an unseen tax that exhausts and drains. This invisible effort, spent to hold back the rising truths, often goes unnoticed until we perceive their silent influence through dreams or unexpected reactions. Denial in this sense becomes a dam, holding back a river that longs to flow freely, potentially enriching the landscape of our lives. Yet to deny this river is to lose its nurturing gifts. Its waters enrich our spirit and encourage growth when allowed passage. Though denial may seem protective, offering emotional armour against the insistent arrows of pain, its protection is fraught with peril. It sways us from confronting ourselves, dulling the sharp edges of emotional confrontation. In crises, it shelters, yet extends this reprieve only by fragmenting our sense of connection to ourselves and others. Denial plants us in stagnant waters where growth is stifled, where the fullness of experience is curtailed. Reality is approached with blunted senses, and change remains an elusive mirage across the undisturbed lake of denial. Invisible as it is, denial masks itself as the visage of normalcy. We wear it, a gentle guise of composure, amid internal chaos. It is a costume in social theatre, declaring, "I am fine," even as our core trembles. This mask serves not only to deceive others, but to convince ourselves, looping our denial into semblance until it feels tangible. However, in clinging to this image, we distance ourselves from sincere bonds, from the strength of truthful connection. In the denial of pain, the opportunity for healing shrinks, for it is in the embracing of scars that genuine reconciliation resides. Beyond the armour of denial lies an undiscovered terrain, alive with the whispered truths of our being. To move beyond is to strip away the layers, to ignite the light in the shadowed places of our own vast landscape. Here resides the potential for insight, where vulnerability turns from foe to ally, a guide on the journey to authenticity. There, in this vulnerability, we find that pain is not an adversary to overcome, but a herald, carrying lessons and wisdom from the unknown shores within us. Denial, a mechanism meant to shield, often deepens the very vulnerabilities it seeks to protect us from. It is a cycle of irony, where rejection of pain enhances its grip over our lives. This is where the seeds of past wounds germinate unseen, their roots branching into patterns of anxiety or anger that emerge seemingly unbidden. In rejecting our own truths, we deny fragments of ourselves and entrench the divide within, allowing fear to perpetuate its dark influence. Yet, the path from denial to acceptance is not linear but swirls, ebbing and flowing through the caverns of our deepest self. Acceptance shines as the cornerstone of transformation, inviting small acknowledgements and profound shifts in perspective. To accept is to walk alongside pain, recognizing its part in our shared human journey. Acceptance nurtures self-compassion, allowing us to face the mirror without harsh judgment, to read the wisdom inscribed by past experiences on our present and future selves. With denial laid down, we gain the freedom to craft new narratives, to weave stories that embrace both shadow and light, past and present, in a tapestry of wholeness. This story does not merely heal but empowers. It realigns us with our authentic selves and reconnects us with the world. We become authors of our evolution, seeing struggles not as suffering, but as mythology, vital to our unfolding epic. In this alchemical process, pain transforms from a corrosive force into one of resilience and wisdom. It is here, in the acknowledgement of our fullest selves, that we reclaim the power to navigate with grace and courage. All parts of the self united, their orchestras harmonious and free. In the veiled corridors of our dreams, where shadows dance with elusive grace, our deepest emotions find sanctuary. Renowned dreamer Sigmund Freud spoke of dreams as a royal road to the unconscious, revealing pathways to desires, fears, and unhealed wounds lingering beneath the surface of daily life. As sleep beckons, our waking defences slip away, and the subconscious emerges, painting vivid pictures that hold the secret language of our inner worlds. It's here where the unprocessed pain we deny during waking hours finds expression, often taking the form of symbolic narratives that perplex and provoke. Within these dreamscapes, places may shift and faces remain unformed, yet each element whispers messages from the secret chambers of our psyche, beckoning us to engage in the transformative dance of shadow work. Irritability, that subtle sentinel of discomfort, often speaks in hushed tones, weaving through our lives like a gentle but persistent breeze. Unlike the fervent storm of anger, it subtly threads itself into our daily interactions. A terse word, a silent sigh, a sudden wave of frustration over the most trivial matters. Beneath this thin veneer lies a constellation of unresolved emotions, demanding acknowledgement from us. If we probe these moments with gentle curiosity, they reveal buried layers of grief, fear, and unresolved tension, whispering for truth and recognition. Here lies an invitation to delve deeper, tracing the roots of our discomfort with an open heart, fostering self-awareness, and redirecting energy toward understanding rather than reaction. Tears, so often misunderstood, are truth's most tender allies, transcending beyond mere markers of sadness or vulnerability. They are a soulful release, a distillation of grief, relief, and unspoken sorrow. Moments of unexpected weeping are like rain upon the soul, signalling an intersection where hidden truths momentarily rise. Tears offer a fragile conduit between the conscious and subconscious, pure and unfiltered, holding space for unspoken emotions and whispering of the need to heal and transform. These ghosts of unseen emotion reside quietly, like shadows upon the soul. Hidden beneath the facades we construct lies the weight of unacknowledged feelings, an intangible presence that shapes our world. They manifest as unnamed heaviness, weaving themselves into our thoughts and actions, influencing our sense of self. Patience and introspection are our allies in gently unveiling these hidden burdens. Through meditation, cognitive inquiry, and quiet reflection, we coax these spectres into the light, freeing ourselves from their silent hold, allowing grounded personal power to blossom and guiding us toward authenticity and resilience. Within the layered depths of our being, disguised longings and unmet needs form like threads tangled in the tapestry of existence. Yearning for connection, craving validation, these desires become ghostly whispers when left unattended, guiding us along paths of superficial fulfillment and leaving us adrift. Our journey takes us inward, peeling back the layers to uncover the true sources of our longing and allowing us to reclaim our emotional sovereignty. In understanding these whispers, we embark on a path toward emotional wholeness, reconnecting with our core desires and embracing the richness within. The whispers of our souls constantly seek to be heard, calling through dreams, tears, and irritability, a gentle yet persistent plea for acknowledgement in a world that often demands too much. Amidst this cacophony, we must cultivate a habit of genuine self-listening, engaging in conscious acts of reflection and empathy. As guardians of our emotional landscape through meditation, we traverse these echoes, bridging the gap between self-awareness and self-acceptance. A ritual of recognition invites healing and transformation, an awakening to the vast potential of our inner selves. The inner dialogue that accompanies us is subtle and incessant, shaping perceptions and guiding actions. Yet when laden with silent pain, it becomes distorted, echoing past wounds in repetitive cycles of unworthiness and despair. Guided by compassion, we embark on a journey of transformation, shifting these inner narratives from heavy critique to affirming truth and kindness. Through self-reflection and mindful practice, we honour these whispers, transforming them into melodies of renewal and growth, guiding us to embrace the beauty and complexity of our essence. In the labyrinth of our subconscious, traumas lie buried, waiting for the gentle touch of acknowledgement. These hidden injuries, shadowed in denial, whisper beneath the surface, an ever-present influence on our lives. Their subtle presence is observed in habitual reactions and emotional triggers, hinting at the raw wounds beneath. Bravely we step into this space, gently unravelling the past through reflection and inquiry, transforming trauma into woven wisdom and fostering resilience. By shedding light upon these whispers, we tenderly reintegrate the lost parts of ourselves, guiding us home to a place of inner peace. Awakening to wholeness is not a return to untouched innocence, but a harmonious embrace of our past and present selves. As we listen to the whispered echoes of unprocessed experience, we engage in a journey towards integration, honouring each part of our narrative. Scars bear witness to resilience and growth, their presence a testament to our strength. In this awakening, we cease fleeing from shadows and instead embrace their lessons, continually evolving through the conscious choice to acknowledge every part of our being, moving us toward the luminous essence of peace and authenticity. Beneath the surface of our unmarked skin lies an expanse of emotional numbness, a comforting shroud that shields us from discomfort, yet dulls the colours of joy. Invisible scars, unseen by the world, quietly obstruct the pathways through which happiness should flow. Like a bird caged by invisible bars, joy's vibrant wings are muted, and the beauty of existence becomes imprisoned within the illusion of safety, crafted by unnoticed pain. Life unfurls in gradients of grey, where once rich hues are tempered into monotony. This numbness meant to protect demands a constant influx of energy, quietly siphoning vitality that could ignite our appreciation for life's fleeting splendours. Like a symphony stifled into silence, this emotional avoidance confines us to life's edges, leaving us chasing fulfillment in a monochrome landscape where genuine connection is eternally elusive. As we tread this path of invisible pain, subtle walls rise to fracture our relationships. We become unwitting actors in a drama of our making, presenting facades that shield the depths of our wounds and unwittingly veil the warmth of our love. These barriers, sturdy yet unremarked, are effective protectors from immediate harm, but silently erode the intimacy and trust that underpin meaningful connections. Conversations meander, devoid of raw truth, substituting genuine engagement with echoes of misunderstanding. In these shadowed interactions, assumptions weave barricades where none should exist, and safe havens of the heart transform into stormy seas of disconnection. Without realizing, we construct chasms of isolation beneath the guise of safety, exchanging the vibrant pulse of mutual understanding for a quiet loneliness. Within, a silent emptiness grows, a chasm where purpose should reside. When we feign invulnerability, what festers beneath demands acknowledgement, a yearning that rumbles quietly until its weight grows undeniably profound. This emptiness first tiptoes into our awareness as mild discontent, but left unattended, it morphs into a consuming void, slowly eroding our sense of aliveness and vitality. Walking unseen, unacknowledged and unfulfilled, this quiet despair morphs into a cumulative emptiness, extending tendrils that hollow out our soul's potential for depth and connectedness. A life lived in avoidance breeds a gentle, yet unyielding fatigue as we invest precious energy in maintaining the illusion of an untroubled existence. The energy required to sustain this facade is a silent drain, sapping us of the vitality needed for genuine transformation. In presenting as fine, we bind ourselves in self-imposed chains, the constant vigilance redoubling our exhaustion. Imagine the potential that lies dormant, trapped within these confines, the vibrancy of life subdued by the effort to maintain a facade. Our bodies, wise beyond words, become the canvas upon which invisible pain inks its presence. Unvoiced suffering transforms into tension, illness, and restless malaise. The body, silently bearing the marks of emotional turmoil, speaks in aches and insomnia, urging us to face the symphony of unprocessed pain. Ignored too long, these whispers crescendo, demanding attention through the language of health, the somatic manifestation of unseen wounds crying out to be heard. This unexamined pain seeds anxiety, a quiet shadow that lingers at the edges of our awareness. An insidious presence, anxiety feeds not solely on the fear of the unknown, but on the resonance of emotions left unaddressed. It whispers of inadequacy, subtly sapping joy from our lives, framing our experiences with a sense of dissonance between the world we present and the truths we harbour. This undercurrent of unease left unchecked becomes a pervasive mist, tinting our world in shades of restlessness, a gentle reminder of the fractures within, longing for reconciliation. Fear, born from invisible pain, acts as a steadfast barrier, hindering our vulnerability and shielding us from perceived harm. Yet in our vigilance to protect, we restrict our growth, dampen our intimacy, and miss the profound connections that define a life richly lived. As architects of our own fortresses, we ward against imagined threats, missing opportunities for authentic self-discovery. While we remain in the sanctuary of invulnerability, the toll of invisible pain accumulates, stealing moments of aliveness with each missed potential for genuine exchange. Unaddressed pain silently shapes patterns of self-sabotage, weaving narratives that reinforce anticipated outcomes of rejection or failure. We unconsciously orchestrate scenarios that affirm the wounds we hide, perpetuating cycles of behaviour that undermine our pursuit of fulfilment. In judgments and procrastination, pain's echo compels us to repeat familiar tales fostered by threads of avoidance. Shadows linger, distorting our perceptions, colouring experiences with hues of suspicion. These unseen companions weave narratives of deceit, framing our worldview within their obscured embrace. They morph into narratives of victimhood, perpetuating cycles of alienation, coaxing us into sustained isolation. To walk with invisible pain is to journey alongside these shadows, constant in their presence and potent in the need for conscious engagement. The final toll is the erosion of our authentic self. As energy is devoted to guises of invincibility, our genuine essence slips deeper into obscurity. Our roles, carefully crafted to cloak our vulnerabilities, eclipse the brilliance of our unencumbered self. The sacrifice of our essence, a testament to unaddressed hurt, becomes the quiet burden we bear until we choose the path of acknowledgement and healing, allowing our authentic self to emerge, untethered. In the labyrinth of our inner world, denial often weaves itself into a fortress, clinging to the pretense of invincibility. Yet, as moments of life tick by, this illusion reveals its vulnerabilities through subtle cracks. These fractures emerge in forms we might overlook. A fatigue that lingers despite rest, an unexpected emotional outburst echoing both foreign and deeply familiar. These are the quiet whispers of the unconscious, not to be feared but to be embraced. They are gateways signalling that the tightly wound narrative we've crafted around our existences is beginning to unravel, inviting truth to seep through life's tapestry. In this delicate intersection, choice unfurls before us. We can continue fortifying the walls of illusion, or step through these newfound doorways toward authenticity and healing. A daunting proposition perhaps, and yet, within these realizations lies the key to liberation, an invitation to unearth the neglected truths yearning for acknowledgement. Courage is needed here, to venture into the raw depths, peeling back the veils of self-deception to uncover the unvarnished truths seeking our gaze. Without warning, a breaking point often reveals itself, a moment where denial loses its hold and surrender is gently whispered into our hearts. It might unravel through crisis, the end of a cherished relationship, the loss of a beloved soul, or an overpowering wave of exhaustion urging us to pause and breathe. In these fragile instances, our carefully constructed facades crumble, and for the first time, we face the fragile tableau of our supposed invulnerability. What feels like a failure is often the soul's tender insistence on being heard, the heart's gentle unearthing, showing that beneath what seemed unmanageable lies the seed of healing and self-discovery. Breakdowns, no matter how fierce, carry within them a promise of reconstruction, laying a foundation built on truth rather than the fleeting comfort of pretense. As emotional torrents move through us, we embark on a profound journey inward, gradually dismantling false narratives entwined with unexpressed pain. This is not a simple undertaking. It demands the bravery to meet the hidden parts of ourselves. Yet in this confrontation lies redemption, as we move beyond the masks of composure into realms of self-awareness, more genuine and transformative. Crossing into vulnerability is perhaps the most haunting yet vital step in this sacred journey of surrender. Here we shed the familiar armour of defences and facades, standing raw and open before life's mysterious horizon. The potential for healing buried within this vulnerability is immense. Here lies the realisation that vulnerability, far from weakness, is a testament to our humanness, an embrace of the tenderness where true strength is mingled and forged. We let go of societal myths of infallibility, reframing vulnerability as the cradle of courage. In this uncharted territory, uncertainty beckons, but the necessity to forge onward is unignorable, carrying the promise of authentic connection and healing in its embrace. Embarking on surrender, we place trust in the unfolding process, trust not charmed by blind optimism, but a deep inside knowing that healing emerges as resistance dissipates. This trust guides us through the murk of uncertainty, a beacon amidst the chaotic sea, whispering that every step holds purpose, every pain a lesson waiting to unfurl. Through mindfulness, meditation, and quiet reflection, we anchor to the present, letting the journey unfurl with curiosity rather than fear. In this nurturing of trust, we find a sanctuary within, a refuge where doubt dissolves, leaving us poised to meet the evolving path before us. Surrender asks us to embrace the fluidity of our emotions, seeing them as transient messengers that gently illuminate our needs and inner states. It invites a shift away from control and suppression toward a space allowing emotions to flow and transform organically. Emotions become guides, not constraints. Moving beneath judgments, they provide profound insights into the self. Embracing them with non-judgmental acceptance, we enter a dance with life's ebbs and flows, touching upon a broader emotional intelligence. Within surrender's embrace lies the alchemy of transformation, the gradual, patient melting of pain into wisdom, resistance into growth. This journey demands an attentive inner listening, an integration of shadows, reclaiming the energy once lost to denial. As this transformation heals through compassionate understanding, surrender evolves from a notion of defeat into one of empowerment, guiding us toward a more harmonious, authentic self. Relinquishing control draws us into life's flow, acknowledging that unpredictability need not be feared, but welcomed as a landscape of learning and growth. Release becomes liberation, opening us to unexpected opportunities and deeper attunement with our inner and outer worlds. Through this surrender, we foster a serene harmony amid life's inherent unpredictability. Silence, too, plays its sacred role, an expansive vessel for the emergence of clarity and deep reflection. Within silence's quiet realm lies the heart's pure voice, bereft of pretense or distraction, welcoming truths without mediation. This silence is not an absence, but a presence, a profound encounter with the self's essence, a stillness cradling transformation's gradual unfolding. As we honour surrender, we embrace our innate wholeness, a rich tapestry where all we are, shadow and light, vies for balance and acceptance. In wholeness, we acknowledge strength, born from vulnerability, viewing past wounds as teachings, not definitions. We engage with life fully, weaving our entire narrative into the vast human experience, and thus emerge into a new dawn, a rebirth marked by authenticity and intentionality. Here lies the freedom found in living openly, laden with newfound clarity and empowered by the heart's wisdom as we join the ever-unfolding human story. In the quiet sanctuary of our hearts, where the unspoken settles like dust, lies the fragile power of acknowledgement. This gentle act becomes the first step on the path to healing, a soft, courageous whisper that seeks to dismantle the masks hiding our deepest hurts. We live in a world where silence is often mistaken for strength, where the painful truth of our emotions lurks in the shadows, yearning for recognition. Yet, there is a quiet rebellion in admitting our pain, a rebellion against the myths we tell ourselves and the facades we construct. It's a quiet, invisible bravery, not theatrical but profound, to meet our wounds as they truly are, raw and unadorned. In this act of naming, we breathe life into the parts of ourselves long abandoned to darkness. Each name we give our pain becomes a bridge, spanning the chasm from denial to a landscape rich with possibility for healing. It invites us to listen, truly listen, to the subtle hum of our emotions. As we find the words, simple ones like grief or fear, we are not merely acknowledging, but participating in a ritual of profound compassion, laying the groundwork for liberation. We shift from being mere spectators of our pain to becoming active healers of our own wounds, setting the stage for transformation and renewal. Emotions articulate themselves in a language all their own, forged from the depths of our experiences and memories. Many of us, however, find ourselves adrift, inarticulate in the language of our own hearts. Naming our emotions is akin to discovering the words to a song we thought we'd forgotten, requiring patience, courage, and a willingness to be vulnerable. Beyond identification, this practice fosters an intimate dialogue within ourselves, linking the seen with the unseen and the conscious with the unconscious. In learning to articulate this internal language, we navigate the vast ocean of our feelings with poise, transforming chaos into clarity and overwhelming storms into manageable ripples. As we embark on this linguistic journey, emotions cease to be obstacles, they become guides. By speaking our emotional truth clearly, we reclaim sovereignty over our inner lives, averting the misunderstandings that unvoiced feelings often breed. This newfound clarity extends an invitation to deeper self-reflection, unravelling the tangled stories spun from our pain, leading us back to the essence of our humanity. With each careful naming, we cultivate an environment for our genuine selves to emerge, unashamed and free, allowing us to dance honestly through life. This undertaking invites vulnerability, a raw exposure of the tender places within us. In societies that prize stoicism, opening to vulnerability can be an act of defiance. Yet, paradoxically, it is through this exposure that we discover an unbreakable strength. To feel, we must first be vulnerable. Within our imperfections lie the seeds of wisdom and compassion. Vulnerability dismantles the walls we build, inviting us to be authentically seen, trusting that authenticity will be met with empathy rather than judgment. It turns the monologue of our pain into a dialogue, meeting discomfort with curiosity rather than fear. As we learn to welcome vulnerability's discomfort, we also learn the strength it offers: emotional resilience, deeper connections, and inner peace. In this sacred journey, naming our wounds doesn't rush us. It allows each emotion to unfurl at its own pace, inviting our presence with compassion. Rituals like journaling or simple contemplation create intentional spaces where we can encounter our emotions honestly and tenderly. By turning our gaze inward and acknowledging the authenticity of our feelings, we lay the groundwork for healing and growth. While names provide structure, we must remain vigilant not to let them confine us. Emotions are fluid, shifting with time, and embracing this fluidity allows us to step beyond rigid labels. As we release ourselves from strict categorizations, we open to the full spectrum of our feelings, surrendering to the present moment's transformative potential. Cultivating emotional literacy becomes an ongoing pilgrimage, enriching empathy and deepening bonds. This literacy teaches us to discern the message in each emotion. Grief notes loss, fear heralds caution, and anger demands boundaries. Through this, we glean resilience and authenticity, welcoming life's myriad challenges with tranquility and strength. As silence transforms to voice, we face aspects of self long denied. This courageous emergence isn't aggressive, but a gentle affirmation of identity. Through expression, we reclaim our narrative and find solidarity in shared stories, transcending isolation for connections grounded in truth. Engagement with our shadow unveils both pain and profound wisdom. Exploring these recesses leads to understanding and clarity. confronting forgotten parts with compassion and curiosity. As exposure to light leads to transformation, we invite all aspects of being into the dance of healing. Ultimately, holding space for growth in this journey of naming acknowledges the intricate beauty of becoming whole. In a sanctuary devoid of judgment, we allow transformation to unfurl, honouring the flow of healing and embracing the shifts in our unfolding identity. Here, reintegration finds its place, weaving our experiences into a tapestry of strength and understanding. The journey from naming to wholeness becomes one of renewal, where our scars become signposts of a life fully breathed, an affirmation of the human spirit's resilience and capacity for profound empathy and growth. In the gentle art of human connection, an innate longing often beckons us to mend, to harmonise, to ease the jagged edges of someone else's sorrow. It is a noble pursuit, born from a deep-seated discomfort with emotional chaos, a yearning to smooth over the dissonance, to rush towards the lighter resolution. Yet amidst this rush to heal, we overlook the profound power of simply being present, of allowing pain to exist unaltered and untouched. In our eagerness to solve and soothe, we might pause and consider that perhaps not every ache desires our remedy, not every tear seeks to be wiped away. Instead, what if we regarded these moments as intrinsic parts of the human tapestry, worthy of attention, deserving of witness? Encountering another's suffering often triggers a reflex to act, to transform despair into solutions, to seize control from the grip of helplessness. These well-meaning impulses, though comforting to us, may overshadow the healing that lies in simple acknowledgement. Pain in its raw state tells its own story, carries a depth that doesn't always need fixing but rather honouring. By resisting the immediate impulse to intervene, we open the door to a deeper form of empathy, one that offers presence as its gift, a steady companion to stand beside the storm, without demanding that the skies clear on our schedule. Presence itself becomes a gentle balm for the spirit. In a world relentlessly driven by progress and movement, true presence is a rare offering. To slow down, to immerse ourselves fully in the unfolding moment, is to craft a sanctuary where healing is fostered not through words or action, but through the purity of attention. Imagine the quiet power of sitting beside someone in their grief or unrest, communicating silently. I am here. I see you. You are not alone. This shared stillness becomes a vessel where the heaviness of pain is borne together, lightened by the act of sharing it. And within this shared space, healing is not measured by the absence of pain, but by the awakening to one's capacity to endure and evolve. Amidst the quietude arises the phenomenon of silence, not a void, but a fertile ground where emotions are free to surface unencumbered. Silence invites us to witness without intrusion, allowing our struggles to breathe in their own rhythm. Here in this pause, we gently accept our discomforts, stepping back from the narrations of how things should be, and allowing feelings to unfold naturally. This potent silence becomes a powerful ally, teaching us that not all wounds demand conquest. Some are guides, offering vital lessons in a language understood only in quiet reflection. To embark on the exploration of these emotions is to journey into the labyrinth of our internal world. With each feeling as a compass, we navigate the depths beneath surface reactions, seeking to unearth the narratives each emotion weaves. This exploration isn't a quest for judgment or justification, but a dance of inquiry, posing gentle questions and receiving answers with open arms. Through this exploration, we embrace emotional honesty, shedding the weight of pretense, letting authenticity light our way. The paths of this internal journey reveal that our feelings, transient yet deep, harbour wisdom for those who dare to listen. Acknowledgement emerges then as a transformative act, powerful enough to shift the tides of healing by drawing silent truths into the light. To name our pain is to catalyse a release, transforming solitude into shared experience. Such acknowledgement transcends speech, engaging the heart in tender awareness, nurturing a relation with pain, grounded not in resistance but acceptance. Through this act, we dismantle the walls around our suffering, inviting illumination and compassion to enter. This recognition gives rise to an internal witness who sees the entirety of our being and permits healing to root itself in truth. Life generously weaves its tapestry from strands of paradox, the most vivid joys often shadowed by hues of sorrow. Embracing this duality in our emotions, their coexisting contradictions, invites us to savour the full spectrum without feeling the compulsion to reconcile them. This acceptance unveils a deeper understanding, a freeing of our spirit to experience without confining emotions to labels of good or bad. It eloquently teaches us the art of holding space for simultaneous emotions, crafting a bridge to richer self-awareness and illuminating the layered beauty that lies within. In these moments of presence, patience acts as our guiding star, grounding us as we chart the unsteady waters of healing. It nurtures a trust in life's rhythms, urging us to honour the gradual unfurling of our inner paths. Healing resists haste, delighting instead in the patient unfolding of time, reminding us that growth is an art, not a race. By embracing patience, we pay tribute to the cyclical nature of healing and celebrate the journey itself as much as the destination. This practice transforms challenges into growth opportunities, reinforcing our resilience, tenderly guiding us towards the vast, intricate wholeness of our being. At the heart of witnessing lies vulnerability, the courageous unveiling of our true selves, inviting empathy's balm to flow unhindered. Vulnerability welcomes depth into our bonds, nurturing an environment of authenticity. By sharing our stories with honest vulnerability, we create safe havens for others to express their raw realities, crafting a symphony of mutual understanding. Here, in the gentle embrace of shared humanity, lies healing, the recognition that while each wound remains uniquely ours, the essence of our experiences resonate with a timeless, universal thread. In the gentle cloak of night, when silence drapes around us like a comforting shawl, we embark on a journey, one where self-judgment slowly dissolves into self-kindness. Often, we find ourselves echoing the cutting voices we've heard over years, internalising external critiques until they form a shrill inner chorus of doubt and insecurity. In this shadowy realm, we battle with the internal narrative that paints us as undeserving, as villains in the rich tapestry of our lives. Yet, a transformation unfolds when we pause, listen, and challenge these narratives with a touch of gentleness, reshaping our inner dialogue into one of understanding and light. Here lies where true self-compassion takes root, bridging us to the shared humanity woven through every heart. Accept that mistakes and tremors in our paths are not indictments of our worth, but part of our shared journey. As the pale dawn finds its way through the windows of our souls, so too does the quiet wisdom that our imperfections connect us to every other human venture through this vast, mysterious dance of life. Consider how the world teaches us that self-care might be selfish or indulgent. Yet, Ponder this with the quiet thought of a stream trickling through a sun-dappled forest. Self-compassion is neither self-absorption nor excess, but a necessary acknowledgement of our shared essence, our collective breath and heartbeat. It doesn't absolve us of accountability, but allows space to grow within the confines of our humanity. When you invite self-compassion into your life, you indeed invite patience, understanding the gradual bloom of healing, much like a tender leaf unfolding at its own pace in a soft wind. Embrace this gentle ritual. In the quiet moments of your day, invite yourself into a dialogue of kindness, whispering affirmations that gently disrupt the cycle of self-reproach. Through meditative practices and the rhythm of your breath, each inhalation invites solace, and every exhalation relinquishes the remnants of self-doubt. Write your reflections, allowing your pen to trace the constellations of your inner world, each word a delicate touch upon the tender landscape of your heart. Feel the weight of past mistakes lift, not to erase them, but to let them rest as lessons in the library of your soul. Forgiveness blooms here, not by negating past shadows, but by transforming their presence in our stories. Embrace your errors as part of the poignant narrative that shapes your being, letting each one remind you of your enduring resilience. Forgiveness, thus, is both an act of liberation and a quiet testament to your inherent worth, a declaration that despite all, you remain deserving of your gentlest care. Shame dissolves in this sacred embrace of self-compassion. It whispers that your flaws are unique wrongs, separating you from others as you bury them beneath layers of self-reliance. But gaze upon shame through the lens of shared reality, where shadows are neither shameful nor alone, and where truth glimmers in the recognition that to be human is to feel its texture. As you tenderly trace this shared struggle, the shadow of shame fades, leaving behind a canvas of resilience and an openness to life's unfolding beauty. In this presence, embrace impermanence. The fleeting nature of emotion becomes a reminder of the transient nature of both pain and joy. Just as the cicadas sing of summer's warmth, emotions peak and fade into the quiet of night. Trust in the flow, for nothing is static. And in this dynamic dance, there is comfort in knowing all things evolve. Let mindful presence guide you like a beacon in the night, illuminating the vast ocean of your awareness. Observation without judgment becomes a warm embrace, holding every emotion gently, allowing self-compassion to blossom. Here, serenity reigns, opening spaces within where healing can brew like a gentle ancient tea. This practice fosters patience, nurturing a dialogue of kindness between body and soul. As your heart learns this language of compassion, you extend its grace outward, creating space for others to unfold their truths without fear. You become a harbour, offering calm amidst the storm, where others find solace and acceptance. In this shared sanctuary, healing becomes collective, knitting us together in a tapestry of kindness and mutual support, undivided by judgment. And so, self-compassion intertwines with the roots of your being, setting a foundation of resilience and grace that flows through the life you live, encouraging you on the path of continual transformation. Here beneath the soft glow of your journey's light, you find a whisper of truth, that within the quiet heart of compassion lies the magic that binds us all, urging us toward gentle wholeness and endless possibility. In the gentle glow of self-discovery, healing unfolds as tender acceptance, quietly revealing itself not as a return to innocence, but as an embrace of our scars. Imagine each wound as a thread in a well-worn tapestry, woven with resilience and wisdom. True healing lies not in the erasure of these threads, but in the courageous integration of self, recognizing that wholeness is found amidst the paradox of fragility and strength, where scars stand as timeless witnesses to survival and growth. As we step into the soft light of authentic healing, we encounter an ongoing state of being rather than a destination. Here we find the courage to be fully human, moving gracefully through the layers of our experiences with compassion, not shame. Mindfully acknowledging our past wounds allows them to transform our present strength and illuminate future intentions. Healing becomes an intimate dance where self-awareness and acceptance guide us not away from pain, but towards a harmonious coexistence alongside it. Within this dance, we blend our shadow and light, integrating every fragment of past hurt into the evolving story of who we are. The process of integration mirrors a mosaic, shattered fragments coalescing into a cohesive, beautiful whole. From the teachings of Jungian psychology, we learn that wholeness demands an acquaintance with both the conscious and unconscious. By weaving these experiences into the fabric of our identity, we create a harmonious coexistence where each scar becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of our life. Vulnerability, often mistaken for weakness, is revealed as authentic strength, forging deep connections through the willingness to be seen as we truly are. By sharing our wounds, we invite healing. Our genuine presence opens the door to connections built on trust and authenticity. This willingness to reveal our true selves without adornment fosters deeper relationships. In this openness, we dismantle walls that isolate us, allowing stories to flow freely, lightening burdens and creating shared spaces for healing. Pain, when allowed to speak, transforms into a powerful teacher, offering insights that deepen our understanding and compassion. Rather than dismissing suffering as merely an obstacle, we find it serves as illumination, guiding us toward more profound wisdom. Engaging thoughtfully with pain uncovers layers of insight that enrich our perspectives and fortify resilience. This transformation from raw hurt into wisdom is a hallmark of authentic healing, revealing the light within every shadow. Embracing the impermanence of all things is where healing finds its rhythm. Understanding that both pain and joy are transient, we learn to dance with the ever-changing tides of existence. Liberated from clinging to moments of comfort or discomfort, this acceptance of life's fluid nature deepens our appreciation for its fleeting beauty, teaching us to cherish each moment as sacred and unique. In doing so, we cultivate adaptability and resilience, responding to transitions with grace rather than resistance. Stillness emerges as a sanctuary amidst chaos, a refuge where healing quietly resides. It is not merely the absence of noise, but a profound presence with oneself, cultivating inner peace and awareness. Through meditation, mindfulness, and contemplation, we create sacred spaces for healing to unfold naturally. In stillness, we find clarity and reconnect with our own innate wisdom, a quiet revolution within that gently untangles emotional complexities and guides us toward authenticity. Acceptance, a cornerstone of authentic healing, offers a path to liberation from the burdens of resistance and denial. It is not resignation, but a radical acknowledgement of what is, freeing us from the tension of unmet expectations. By accepting our wounds and realities, we dismantle barriers to authentic growth. This gentle surrender invites peace into spaces once filled with struggle, transforming our relationship with ourselves and the world, grounding us in self-compassion and forgiveness. The journey towards self-compassion nurtures the tender places within with kindness and understanding. Treating ourselves with tenderness as we would a dear friend dispels feelings of inadequacy and shame, creating fertile ground for healing. This inward kindness dismantles barriers of self-criticism, nurturing a sense of inherent worthiness, a reaffirmation of our deservingness of love and care. Within self-compassion lies the power to transform internal dialogues and foster genuine healing. Adversity conceals unexpected gifts, jewels of strength and insight forged through challenges. By acknowledging these gifts, we realign perspectives, transforming hardship into catalysts for growth and self-discovery. Embracing adversity as a source of transformation offers resilience and wisdom to navigate life's complexities. Each challenge carries the seeds of potential and transformation, propelling us toward greater authenticity and fulfillment. Authentic healing unfolds in the dance of connection, balancing solitude and community as essential elements of our journey. In solitude, we encounter our being's depths. In community, we weave our stories with others, finding solace in shared experiences. This dance between isolation and togetherness nurtures our soul, reminding us that while our paths are unique, we are never truly alone. The journey of authentic healing spirals through time, unfolding as continuous self-discovery. It is an integration of vulnerability and acceptance, embracing impermanence while finding strength in stillness and connection. This ongoing process becomes a testament to our resilience, an embodiment of authentic healing, revealing the profound beauty within our human experience. In the soft light of healing, we celebrate the flawed yet magnificent entirety of who we are and can become. As you continue this journey, remember to engage with this space of reflection and healing. If you found value here, consider liking and subscribing for more explorations of our inner worlds.